Hello, it's workout time. We're going to start out standing today. Begin with your legs parallel and your feet about hip width apart, so you're just in your normal standing posture. We're going to start out today bringing attention into your feet and just wake them up a little bit. I want you to begin with a little weight shift back and forth. So you're going to alternate between lifting your heels slightly, shifting the weight to your forefoot, and then bringing the weight onto your heels and picking your toes up. I'm going to do it from the side. So just like, you go up onto your tippy toes, but try to lift just your toes without picking up like the knuckles, the ball of the foot. And it doesn't have to be real big. I'm trying to make it big enough that you can see the shift. But notice like what happens to my body. I'm not like losing connection with my core, but as the weight goes back and forth, there's going to be a reflection of that where all the musculature of the front of my body and then the back of the body are trying to catch me. So all that information's coming in just through the shift through the feet. Do one more time each way. Okay. Now, so we have good rotational mobility in the forefoot. We're going to play with the toes a little bit. I'm going to have you just do the toe lift that you did on the last exercise and put your toes back down. And if you are familiar with these exercises from other videos, I'd like you to make it lifting, spreading your toes and putting them down. So that's for the veterans. And I'm going to have you do that one more time. Pick them up, spread them, put them down. Now, hold them all up and try to push the weight down into the knuckles to help you get the toes up. Look down at your feet for a second and see if you can put your big toes on the ground. If you can do that, you're going to repeatedly tap them. If you cannot do that, I want you to go down here and hold them down, and we're just going to practice the separation of the big toes from the rest of them. Otherwise, this tapping motion helps you rotate that first ray, the long bone, that all the way up to your toe, to help you be able to steer better and shift your weight with that part of your foot. Now, hold those big toes down and try to tap the rest of your toes up and down. You may feel that all the way up through the muscles of your shin. So not only is this great for your feet, this is also a really good knee strengthening exercise. All right, now, I'm going to get really wild here. Pick up your big toe again. We're going to alternate between tapping the big toes and then tapping the pinkies and just keep going back and forth. If you can do some of these but not all of these exercises, don't get frustrated. Just work on the ones you can. Staring at your toes will help you actually get there to be able to do it. But if you spend a lot of time in shoes, it might be hard for you to have the brain map to control your individual toes right now. Okay, great. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Okay, hands behind your head. Open your stance just a little wider so your feet are still parallel but about shoulder width apart. Bring your elbows forward a little so you can see them out of the corner of your eyes, and I want you to go into a small side bend, side to side. And I'd like you to do it at speed that you're just lingering in the moment of the side bend enough to register a stretch. Let's put some breathing to it. Inhale, exhale, find center. Inhale over. Keep doing this, but now root down into the opposite foot. And that's giving you a force in opposite directions to help enhance the stretch a little bit more. I need like 5 more arms to gesture my point. Let's do one more like this to each side. And then when you come back to the center, leave your hands up there. Let's go into a squat. You're going to flex at your hips as you bend your knees. You're going to hinge forward a little bit to go down into your squat. And then when you rise back up, I want you to bring your weight over your heels. So side view of this. On the way down into the squat, your hips are actually traveling back and down as if you were trying to sit back into a chair. When you hinge forward at the hips, try to keep your back straight so you're shaped kind of like a lightning bolt at the bottom. And as you keep going, I want you to move your attention down to your feet now. Try to keep your weight in your heels when you rise up and the whole way down through the range of motion. If you can stay focused on that, you're more likely to activate your glutes to help you lift up, which is a primary focus of this exercise. And so that your glutes aren't overworking, keeping your weight in your heels will also help you access your abs when you rise. and they kind of sandwich you. If you do it right, they help hold the weight of your body over the back of your foot. Do one more time. Okay. Do this with your arms a few times. Your poor little arms need to move. We're going to put that side bend exercise together with the squat to do a challenge for your balance that involves your inner ear instead of your feet. All right, hands back to it. Same athletic stance. Put a tiny bend in your knee. I want you to begin going into your side bend. Now you're going to go through a squat as you hang your head down to look between your knees. Come around to a side bend on the other side as you rise up and return to center. I'm just going to pick up the pace a little. So you're going to side bend, start to come down through the squat, look between your knees, side bend the other way, rise back up. Let's do 2 more. Side bend, roll through the center, push down into your heels to press back up. 1 more time. Side bend, circle through the center, come around, and then back up. If you feel a little dizzy, just pause to fix that. Repeat the squats alone. So just squat to stand. Squat to stand. Remember, sending those hips back. So if you're familiar with where your sit bones are at the base of your pelvis, imagine they're going back towards the baseboard behind you. Staying nice and wide. 1 more time. And then back up. All right, let's play with that side bend in the other direction. So you're going to side bend, start to bend your knees into the squat, circle through the middle, side bend the other way, and lift. And again, over. Start to come down, keep the weight in the back of the foot, take it around, and lift. I'm not cueing you through your breath on purpose on this one. Please do keep breathing. But I want you to move at a speed that may not match the breath. And then around and back up. And again, let's just take that quick second just to get okay with your balance. Now you're going to bring your hands down to your knees. Let me give you sideways view again. And we're going to start a rotation. I want you to drop one shoulder forward and then the other. And I wanted you to see it from the side. I'm going to take my arms away. There's like a slight rotation at the hips that accompanies this. You can kind of see my knees shimmying, one forward, one back. All right, so we're going to keep that going. Let there be just a little bounce in your hips as you twist. All right, you got it. I see you. Add turning your head. Look over your shoulder. So you get more of a full spiral through the spine. Let's go for 6 and 5, 4 and 3, 2 and 1. All right, so from your squat, hands behind your knees. I want you to extend your legs, slide your hands down the back of your legs and look between your knees so you get a little hamstring stretch. And then you're going to bend your knees, come back to that squat. You can slide back up onto your thighs or the back of your thighs. You're going to fold forward, pulling your abs in as you look between the knees, and then back to your squat, hands on your legs. And again, round forward, and back to your squat. Just one more time. Flex, look down between the knees, and then come back up. All right, push yourself back up to standing. Last standing exercise. Lace your fingers together. Start with your hands on your chest. I want you to take an exhale. You're going to turn your palms over, reach your arms away from you, and look down to the floor. So just my upper spine's flexing like I'm a candy cane. Then you're going to bring your hands back into your chest and look up at the ceiling. As you exhale, round forward, look down at your feet. Inhale, hands to your chest, pull your shoulder blades back, lift your heart. Exhale, curl forward. And inhale, back up, just 2 more times. Round forward, looking down. And inhale, lift. And 1 more. Exhale, flex. And inhale, back up again. All right, we're going to head down onto the mat. I want you to begin laying on your back. Knees bent, feet flat, and just a little space between your feet. We're going to start off with a variation on a hip roll. We're going to do a bridge style lift and a rolling return back down. Arms are by your side. When you exhale, you're going to lift your hips straight up into a bridge. So you're making a straight line through your ribs, your hips, all the way out to your knees. Now I'm going to move this arm for a second. When you come down, drop one bone of your spine at a time. So we're sequencing through the ribs, then the low back, and then the hips, and sort of unraveling the pelvis. Then, like your back was a board, we're going to lift it all as one unit. So you're going to press straight up as you exhale. And then as you inhale, you're going to roll back down slowly. And as you do, try to pull your hips toward your heels. So we're tractioning all the muscles along your back. As you lift up, you want to feel the power of the lift coming from your glutes and your hamstrings. And then inhale to roll back down. Let's do that 2 more times. On the lift, reach your knees away from your shoulders, compress those deep abs, and then inhale into your back as you roll back down. 1 more time. Exhale, press up into your bridge, and then inhale, roll back down. For the rest of the set, you're going to bridge up and down. I want you to lift one leg into tabletop position. Let's try to bridge on one leg. You'll notice you use your arms a little bit more to help stabilize too. When you exhale, push down into the big toe of the foot on the floor and go ahead and lift your hips again. Try to keep the sides of your hips level. Inhale as you come back down. And again, exhale, press up, give a little pressure into those arms to help stabilize. Inhale to lower. Exhale as you lift. And inhale back down. Now, before we do the other side, cross the ankle across the other thigh with your knee turned out and take your arms out to the sides. I'm going to have you rotate your pelvis side to side, which will create a little stretch in your hips and your low back. And while you're doing it, just keep your arms heavy. You want to have an anchor across the whole upper body to resist the rotation. Let's do 1 more to each side. Okay. Back to the middle, arms back to your sides. Let's switch legs. So we'll take that other one into tabletop. As you exhale, push down into the big toe, lift your hips and form that bridge. Inhale as you come back down. When you lift up, make sure the hips are higher than the ribs. We try to resist arching the back on this. Inhale, lower back down. Exhale, press up, squeezing those glutes. Inhale as you lower. Cross the ankle across the thigh, turn the arms out, and then again, just rock it back and forth a few times. Take nice, deep, slow breaths. Always using these times when we're stretching. We want the breath to help facilitate the stretch and release more tension. 1 more to each side. All right. Now, we're going to do another kind of rotation, but this is a little bit more of a free form, do what you like kind of motion. It's called the kitty cat. Okay, so you're going to start laying on your side, and I want you to curl up into a little tiny ball. We're going to rotate side to side, opening real big as you turn, and then always coming back down into this tight fetal position. So as you roll onto your back, try to stretch out your arms and your legs like you're doing a really big full body yawn, and then turn to the other side and close back in, almost like you're trying to hide or protect yourself. And then as you roll through the middle, big as you can. See if you can stretch your limbs out 5 more inches longer, and then rotate onto your side. Try not to rip out of your clothing if you can help it. And again, so every time you flip over, you could do it a little bit differently. Sometimes leading with your arms, sometimes leading with your legs, maybe sending one before the other so you spiral, and then just pull it back into that tight ball. And big reaching stretch, close back down. 1 more time. I highly recommend this exercise. You do this without the rest of the workout several times a week whenever you feel funky and you just need a reset. That's always a winner. All right, back onto your back. Let's play around with some toes taps that are going to lead into crunches, just to warn you. First, you're going to start with your arms reaching up to the ceiling and your palms facing in. I want you to slightly tilt your pelvis to come into imprint. So you're rocking the pelvis in the direction that slightly flattens your lower back. One of the challenges in this exercise is to keep this position of the spine while you move your legs. So keep an eye on that. When you breathe in, lift one leg up to tabletop. Check that your back's still the way you want it. Then when you exhale, draw your abs in so you have a little more support from your abdominal muscles as you pick up that second leg. All right, now stay for a breath in. When you exhale, you're going to lower one leg slowly and tap your toes on the floor. Your abs are contracting to try to hold you in the imprinted position. Inhale, lift your leg back up. Now exhale, lower your other foot. And inhale to lift. So what you'll notice is the deeper you exhale, like the further you are through your breath, the more compression you'll feel at your abdominal wall. And that's perfect because the tighter your abs are, the more they're ready to resist the weight of your leg dropping. And your leg should feel heavier the lower it gets. There's like more gravity trying to push it down. Well, I guess the gravity is the same, but your leg's relationship to it changes. And then back up. One more time on each side. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, tap. Inhale, lift. Okay, let's make it harder. As you tap your toes down, you're going to reach your arms overhead, which will create more challenge for you to hold on to that imprint. So now take an exhale, lower one foot, and reach both arms overhead. Now watch your ribs. You got to keep those down without popping or arching your back. Inhale, lift your arms as you lift your leg. Other side, exhale, tap it down. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, tap. And inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. And up. Let's do one more on each side. So the abs drawing in as the limbs are reaching away. Inhale, lift, and exhale, tap down. And then back up. All right, there's going to be more sets. Before we get to them, I want you to squeeze your knees into your chest like a hug, 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 hug. This is like a different kitty cat stretch, even though that's not its name. And now I want you to reach out as big as you can. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, make yourself taller, 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 taller again. And then squeeze it. And if you like in the squeeze, if you get more squeeze, if you lift your head, if that doesn't hurt your neck, go ahead and do that because I feel like it makes a tighter ball. Then reach out, make sure you put your head down, wiggle, 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 stretch, and pull it back in, hug. And we're just going to do one more time. The series with the toe taps works your hip flexors a lot. Muscles in the front of your hips that are really important for all sports, but that can also get too tight. So this is just to break up tension there before we use them again. Okay, hands behind your head. Set your hands wide enough that you feel like you're creating a hammock for your head, and angle your elbows forward a little bit. All right, let's practice making that imprint again. When you exhale, slightly tilt your pelvis so your low back's flatter. Inhale to lift one leg. Exhale, compress your abs a little more. Pick up your second leg. All right, you're going to do a crunch as you toe tap one leg. On your exhale, nod your chin, curl up your head and shoulders, tap one foot to the mat. Inhale, lift your leg, lower your head. Let's keep switching. Exhale, curl forward. Inhale, lower back down. So the challenge this adds, obviously more ab work because you're doing a crunch, but as less and less of your body's touching the ground at one time, it becomes even harder to stabilize and more of the focus has to go into your breathing and into your abdominal muscles. So now you're also dealing with not rotating side to side as you switch legs. Use your gaze, steer right between your knees to keep you centered and try to feel the movement along your midline. Sense the bones of your spine. That was why your attention was there in the hip rolls. When we moved one vertebra at a time, it was kind of waking up and warming up the midline of your body. One more on each side like this. Exhale, flex forward. Inhale, down. And exhale, curl up. Okay, I hope you're not too tired yet. You're going to stay up in a crunch. We're going to do one last set of toe taps. Nod your chin, curl up your head and shoulders. Go ahead and lower that first leg. Now keep your head up. Inhale to lift the leg. Exhale, drop the other one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. We got one more on each side for this set. And I want you to remember which leg you led with. Come on, back down. We have to do just one more set, leading with the other leg. Exhale, curl up and do the first toe tap. Inhale, lift it. Exhale, drop. All right, if you didn't switch legs, don't sweat it. Not the end of the world. Exhale, tap, and inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift. One more on each side. Tap down, lift up, tap down, lift up, come all the way back down, and then lower your legs. All right, flip over onto your stomach. When you start out, you want your feet to be open about hip width apart, your toes slightly turned out. And I want your arms like in a W shape, just to give you a frame to begin. Push yourself away from the floor just an inch or two so you have some space to breathe. And you still want your gaze to be looking down at the ground. We're going to do superheroes. The first set, the first couple reps, I want to just move your upper body. So your challenge is to hold this slight lift. And as you exhale, you're going to straighten both arms overhead. So you're holding more load of your upper body off the mat. That's your upper back muscles. And then bend your elbows and just bring them down so you have the support again. So when you exhale, still tighten your abs, but now you're pulling them away from the floor, maintaining this hover. Inhale, bring it back down, put the weight in your arms. Exhale, compress your abs, reach out. Inhale, back in. All right, you're going to keep doing that. Let's add a very small leg lift. As you exhale, you're going to take your legs up into a hover, really low off the ground like you're doing with your arms, and now you feel like the superhero flying. Inhale, lower everything back down, except for your head. Exhale, reach everything out to superhero. You're going to feel a little squeeze at the back of your hips, that's your glutes. Inhale to come back down. One more that way. Exhale, reach out. Inhale, back in. Now, the next phase we add is called swimming. You're going to start from that superhero pose, and we're going to alternate flutter kicking opposite arm and leg. So let's take that exhale again, reach the arms and legs out, pose your big X shape. And now as you inhale, we're going to alternate for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, keep reaching out, long in the limbs. Exhale. You got 2 more full breaths. Pull your abs in with that exhale phase. Last 10. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way back down, tuck in those arms. Okay, turn your legs parallel. Bring them just a touch closer. And now we're going to do a rotation exercise. So I want you to take one arm. You're going to straighten it and then reach it across to the opposite corner of the mat. So there, we're starting a slight side bend. Now, I want you to push away from the floor with the arm that's still down, and you're going to bend the elbow and try to reach for something behind you. About as high, I know I'm not reaching for my doorknob, but about as high as a doorknob would be. And then you're going to bend your elbow, reach across to that diagonal corner. So you're going to take an inhale, bend the elbow, rotate, reach back, and then bend the elbow as you exhale, reach to the corner. One more time. Inhale. So slightly lift your upper body as you twist. Try to see that hand. Bend the elbow. Reach back down. Let's do a set on the other side, and I'll get you off your belly. All right, so breathing again. Inhale. I'm going to press off the floor hand. Rotate. Look back at the air hand. And then bend the elbow. Come back down. Tap that corner of the mat. Inhale. Press up. Rotate as you bend the elbow. Reach it back. And then exhale. Bend the arm. Reach across. One more time. Breathe in, rotate, press, and then bend that elbow, reach it across again. Sit back onto your heels into the shell stretch and round your spine. Let's stay here. Take a nice big breath in. Try to breathe into your back so we're creating some release for all your back muscles. When you exhale, compress your abs and release more tension from the upper body. Take one more breath in to stay there. Roll up towards sitting now. All right, I'm going to have you go down onto your side. When you get there, you're going to put your bottom arm under your head to act like a little pillow, and your top hand's going to go on the mat to act like a little kickstand to help your stability. Both legs are straight with your feet kicked forward about 1.5 to 2 feet ahead of you. All right, I want you to lift your top leg up to hip height. Before you start the exercise, you're going to make your top leg feel longer by pushing your hip towards your foot. That's also going to have the effect of slightly lifting the bottom side of your waist, which you'll feel if you touch it, the tone of your obliques. Let's keep that the whole time. As you breathe in, flex your foot and kick forward in 2 pulses. When you exhale, point your toes, do 1 long sweeping kick back. As you inhale, flex the foot, 2 pulses to the front. Exhale as you reach back. Now I'm going to move my top hand for a second. Remember that feeling of pushing your hip away? You want to do that throughout the whole exercise so we never lose that lift. So as the leg goes forward, crest of the hip pushes down, down, and exhale back. Let's do that 4 more times. Reaching out through your heel, exhale to push away. And 2, kick, exhale, pull those abs in for support. And reach, reach, and exhale all the way back. Now, take both legs back in line with your body, straighten out your bottom arm with your palm down, and lay your top arm on your side. When you exhale, try to lift both legs a little. And feel how wobbly you get once your legs lift the ground. Because again, less of you is touching the ground, less of you can make stability. And lower. Do that 1 more time. By the way, if you already think this is hard, this isn't all we're doing. To that leg lift, you're going to add a small side bend. When you exhale, glide your top arm down your side and lift your head and shoulder off the mat as well. Inhale, lower back down. Exhale, lift the legs and the upper body. I'm definitely pushing down into that bottom arm to do it. Inhale, lower. 3 more. Slide your top arm down your leg to help drop the shoulder. Inhale to lower. You should feel work right through here and here in the outer hip. Inhale down. Last one. Exhale to lift and inhale to return. All right, let's do those 2 moves on the other side. All right, so both feet well ahead of you, 1.5 to 2 feet, bottom arm bent and the top arm kickstand. All right, top leg to hip height. Make it longer, so you can set adjustment of the waist. On your inhale, kick forward for 2 pulses. Point your toes, kick back for 1. And again, inhale, 2 kicks to the front. Exhale, point and reach back. Inhale, inhale, exhale, sweep back the leg and kicking 1, 2, and exhale it back 4 more times. Kick, kick, sweep back the leg and inhale, reach, reach, exhale, pull back. Last 2. Inhale, exhale away and reaching 1, 2, exhale back. Line those legs up with you. Top arm on your side, bottom arm, palm down, arm straight. All right, legs alone. Exhale, test how little of a lift you have to do. Inhale down. Exhale, breath, then move. We'll give you the most support. Inhale, lower. 1 more time. It's so hard for me to advise you when I'm hanging on by a thread myself. And lower. All right, let's add that side bend. Exhale, glide your arm down your leg as you push your upper body away from the floor. Inhale, back down. And again, exhale, lift. And inhale to lower. 3 more times. Keep gazing forward, but let your head tilt to express that side bend. So it's following what your ribs and shoulders are doing. And then back down. Last time. Exhale, lifting. Inhale as you return. All right, we're going to sit up. All right, we're going to try a little weeble wobbly, forward folding, bending, twisting kind of thing. You're going to start with your legs, one turned in, one turned out. If this isn't an easy position for you to sit in, you're not going to stay in it. It's only going to get weirder. Put your hands just behind you, and I want you to take that flipped back leg. You're going to lift it and turn it the other way and try to tap heel to heel. And it's okay. You can see I've shifted my weight back a little bit to do it. Then I'm going to return it to that mermaid position and rotate to the side. Now, I want you to lean forward, keep your knee on the floor, and try to turn your foot up to the ceiling. Then I'm going to push away from the floor, put that back down. I'm just moving the hand, shifting, tap heel to heel. So I've got knee turned out, and then I'm going to rotate. And if you feel really tight, you might want to place a hand on your knee to help push it down. And now I'm going to turn up that foot. Okay, we're going to do it 2 more times. Up and over, tap heel to heel, rotate, hinge forward, and turn the knee. And then come back. Last time. Get used to this move. It's going to be back next week. We're going to make it a little more of the focus of the workout and try to advance it so we're not using support of our arms. This is just to get you ready for that. All right. So we're going to switch legs. You get your weight into your arms. We're going to flip the foot over, tap heel to heel. Turn the leg in as you rotate your spine. Remember, you can always hold here. And then we're just going to pivot, turning the knee as you fold forward. Come back up, lean your weight back, pick up the leg, tap, rotate, and hinge, and turn the leg. And then return 2 more times. Tap heel to heel, rotate, drop, and lift. 1 more time. Tap heel to heel, twist, and filled. And then back up. All right, let's finish up standing. I'm gonna get my mat out of the way just so I have a little larger playing field for this. Okay, pivoting lunges, just quick set of these. One foot stays on the floor, able to pivot, but it's not gonna step. Other leg is free to move in every direction. So we're gonna take steps at different directions to make different shapes of lunges, and you can make sure you lift the heel of the foot you're pivoting on, because that's going to give you more range of motion available. Sometimes I'm letting my knee hit the floor. Sometimes I'm trying to prevent my heel from hitting the floor. It depends on the angle and where I've put my body weight. Just move at a pace slow enough that if something starts to go weird or you can't control yourself, you can just reverse and come out of it. Let's do 2 more on this leg. And then let's switch the leg. All right, so 1 more round, pin the foot down, and then just start to explore. This is another good thing from this workout today that you could do as a standalone exercise really easily. Sometime if you have a couple minutes to kill and you're bored or antsy and you just need to do some movement to get the ants out of your pants. I was having to worry about that all day today, now having ants in my pants. I can't imagine a creepier feeling. I grew up in a log cabin, and 4 times a year it had to be sprayed for carpenter ants, and I'd always be the one, I'd be like the alarm clock to remind my family, because I'd wake up, whatever it was about my bedroom, I'd wake up one night a season with carpenter ants crawling on me. Ugh, still traumatized. Tallinn, Connecticut. All right, 1 more time. Well, I'm out of breath. I hope you are too. That was a great workout. Have a great day. I'll see you soon.